Hello there! I'm back with another video. By the way, I'm Ma'am Karine, your online math tutor. In this video, you'll be able to learn on how to define a circle and determine the standard equation of a circle. Para sa kaunting kaalaman, ang circle ay nagmula sa Greek word na kirkos or kuklus, meaning hoop or ring. In mathematics, circle has helped inspired also the development of geometry, astronomy, and calculus. They even included circle in their piece of artworks. Isa na dito ang circles in an old Arabic astronomical drawing. The compass in this 13th century manuscript is a symbol of God's act of creation. Notice also the circular shape of the halo. And last, circular piece of silk with Mongol images. Like many other interesting shapes, circles are all around us every day. But how often do you notice them? Clock, egg yolk, pizza, the logo of the Google Chrome, and even the moon and the sun are all in the shape of circle. What is a circle? Let's define a circle using this figure. In the graph, there are 4 points, namely point A, -2, 1, point B, 6, 5, point C, 3, 1. From point P to C, the distance is 5 units. Now, what is the distance of point A, -2, 1 to point C, 3, 1? How about the distance of point B to C? Do they have a common distance? Let's justify your answer by using the distance formula. Given the point A, -2, 1 to C, 3, 1, and the coordinates are x sub 1 is -2 from point A, x sub 2 is 3 from point C. Y sub 1 is 1 from point A, and y sub 2 is equal to 1, that is from point C. The distance formula given, the square root of the quantity x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the quantity y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Given the coordinates, we have to substitute that to the given formula. We have d is equal to the square root of the quantity 3 minus -2 squared plus 1 minus 1 squared. To simplify, we have the square root of 3. Negative times negative is positive, then 2 squared plus 1 minus 1 is 0 squared. So here, 3 plus 2 is 5 squared. Since 0 squared is 0, therefore here d is equal to the square root of 25, then d is equal to 5. The distance from point A to C is 5 units. Same with the distance given point P to C, the distance is 5 units. How about the distance of point B to C? Given their coordinates, x sub 1 is 6, x sub 2 is 3, y sub 1 is 5, and y sub 2 is 1. And the distance formula, by substituting the numbers or the coordinates in the formula, we have d is equal to the square root of the quantity 3 minus 6 squared plus 1 minus 5 squared. D is equal to the square root of 3 minus 6 is -3 squared plus 1 minus 5 is -4 squared. We have here -3 squared, we have 9. -4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So here, d is equal to the square root of 25. D is equal to 5. Therefore, the distance from point B to C is also 5 units. We are confident to answer that the distance from point A to C is 5, which is also equal to the distance of point B to C and also equal to the distance of point P to C. Pwede na nating masabi ngayon na lahat ng points which is 5 units away from point C forms a circle. Let C be a given point. The set of all points P having the same distance from point C is called a circle. The point C is called the center of the circle and the common distance is radius. The center with the coordinates HK point on the circle with the coordinates x, y, and from point P to the center, the distance or the common distance is what we call radius. Twice the radius or 2 radii, that is equal to 1 diameter. Take note of this. Circle has center point C, H, K, and a radius R, which is greater than 0. A point P, X, Y is on the circle if and only if the distance of point P to point C is equal to R, which is the radius. For any such point, then, its coordinates should satisfy the following. The distance of point P to the point C, or the center of the circle, is equal to R, which is the radius. Given the distance formula and identifying the coordinates of points P to C, we have x sub 1 that is equal to x from point P, x sub 2 is equal to h from point C. Y sub 1 is equal to y, that is from point P, and y sub 2 is equal to k, that's from point C. Substituting it to the distance formula, we have the square root of the quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared. Since we are getting the distance from point P to C, and that is equal to R, we can now substitute D to R. So, from that equation, we can now get the standard equation of the circle with center C, H, K, and radius R. If the center is at the origin, which has the coordinate 0, 0, then your standard equation would be x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Give the standard equation of the circle. Given the circle A and its graph, we have here the center of the circle, and we have to get the radius. Given the center in the graph, we can visibly take note that the center is at -2, 1. What about the radius? Para makuha natin ang radius, you can just easily count the number of units from the center to this point. That is at point -2, -5. So just count. We have here from the center, 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. Therefore, the radius is 4 units. Or you can just easily count from the center up to this point. Again, there are 4 units. From the center to the left, up to a point on the circle that is at -6, -1, or you can just count the units or the distance from the center up to this point on the circle, and that is 4 units. So here our R is 4. Given the center, the standard equation of the circle, we have the quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity y minus k squared, that is equal to r squared. Just simplify. Given the center and the radius, we have x minus -2 squared plus the quantity y minus k, which is -1 squared, equals r, that is 4 squared. To simplify, x negative times negative is positive, 2 squared, plus the quantity y, negative times negative is positive, 1 squared, equals 4 squared is 16. So the standard equation of the circle A is the quantity x plus 2 squared plus the quantity y plus 1 squared equals 16. Now it's your turn. Give the standard equation of the circle, given circle B. So you have to take note, you have to get the center and the radius. Find the standard equation of the circle, given the center at the origin and radius 4. When we say center at the origin, the center is at 0, 0. And the radius of the circle is 4, or r is 4. When the center is at the origin, the standard equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Given the radius, we have 4. Just substitute it to the given standard equation. So we have x squared plus y squared equals 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. Therefore, the standard equation, given the center at the origin and radius 4, we have x squared plus y squared equals 16. Number 2. Find the standard equation of the circle, given the center at -4, 3, and radius 7. We have point C, -4, 3, and R equals 7, given the standard equation of the circle, and given the center and R, just substitute it to the given equation. So we have x minus -4 squared plus the quantity y minus the k from the center, which is 3 squared, equals your R is 7 squared. So simplify. We have x, negative times negative is positive 4 squared, plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals 7 squared is 49. Therefore, the standard equation of the circle, given the center at -4, 3, and radius 7 is x plus 4 squared plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals 49. Number 3. Find the standard equation of the circle given the center at 3, 2, radius square root 11. Point C is 3, 2, and R is equal to the square root of 11. Given the standard equation, and given the center and radius, just substitute it to the given equation. So we have here x minus 3 squared plus the quantity y minus 2 squared equals the square root of 11 squared. To simplify the right side of the equation, so we have to cancel the square root symbol and then the exponent 2. So ang natira na lang is 11. We have the quantity x minus 3 squared plus the quantity y minus 2 squared equals 11. Number 4, find the standard equation of the circle. Given the center, -6, 7, tangent to the y-axis. In this given problem, there is no use given. Ang given lang is center, -6, 7, and the clue is tangent, or the circle is tangent to the y-axis. When you say tangent to the y-axis, a point on the circle touches the y-axis. Let's have a graph of this. The center is at -6, 7, and a point touches the y-axis, or the line x equals 0. So we can identify a point here. That point is 0, 7. So given the center and a point on the circle, we can first get the radius, the value of r given the standard equation of the circle. So just substitute. The center is at -6, 7 and 0.07. So RHK is -6, 7. XY is 0, 7. So x is 0 minus h is -6 raised to 2 plus the quantity y, which is 7 from point P, minus k from the center, 7 squared equals r squared. So the unknown is r. So to simplify, we have 0, negative times negative is positive, copy 6 is squared, plus 7 minus 7 is 0 squared equals r squared. So 0 squared is 0, so ang natitira na lang is 0 plus 6. 0 plus 6 is 6 squared, and that is 36. 36 is equal to r squared. For you to remove the exponent 2 in r, you have to square, or you have to get the value of the square root of both sides. So the square root of 36 is 6. That's the value of r. So from here, we can take note that the center is at -6, 7, and the radius is 6, or r is equal to 6. Given the center and r, you can now get the standard equation of the circle. we have x minus negative 6 squared plus the quantity y minus 7 squared equals, your r is 6 squared. To simplify, that is the standard equation given the center and the radius. We have x plus 6 squared plus the quantity y minus 7 squared equals 36. In this example, find the standard equation of the circle given the circle has a diameter with endpoints A, negative 2, 4, and B, 4, 2. In this problem, the center and radius of the circle is not given. We all know that the midpoint of the diameter or the midpoint of these points can be the center of the circle since the diameter is equal to 2 radii or twice the radius. So now getting the coordinates, we have x sub 1 from point A, negative 2. X sub 2 is from point B, we have 4. Y sub 1, we have 4 from point A. And Y sub 2, we have 2 from point B. Given the formula for the midpoint, we have x sub 1 plus x sub 2 all over 2 to get the x coordinate, and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2 to get the y coordinate. Substitute the given coordinates to the given formula, so we have m, or the midpoint is negative 2 plus 4 divided by 2, and for the y coordinate, 4 plus 2 divided by 2. So negative 2 plus 4 is 2 divided by 2. We have 1 as the x coordinate. 4 plus 2 is 6 divided by 2. That is 3. So the midpoint of these points is 1, 3. We can say also that the center of the circle is at point 1, 3. How to get the radius? Because the radius is unknown. Given the center na nakuha natin kanina, we have 0.13 and you choose, pili ka lang kung gusto mong gamitin yung point A or point B. Anyway, yung point A and point B naman ay points on the circle. So kahit alin dyan sa dalawa. Given the standard equation of the circle, given the center of the circle, 1, 3, and point on the circle, negative 1, 4, just substitute it. The center, this is H, and this is K, this is X and Y, substitute, negative 1 minus 1 squared, plus the quantity 4 minus 3 squared equals R squared. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 squared, plus 4 minus 3 is 1 squared equals R squared. Negative 2 squared is 4, 1 squared is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, that is equal to r squared. For you to simplify and to get the radius, your r is square root of 5. Since we have now the center, which is at 1, 3, and radius, which is equal to square root of 5, use the standard equation of the circle and substitute the values of hk and r. X minus 1 squared plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals the square root of 5 raised to 2. Simplify. X minus 1 raised to 2 plus the quantity y minus 3 squared equals 5. Now, that's the standard equation of the circle. Now, it's your turn. There are 5 items here given the center and the radius, and some has a clue. So you have to find the standard equation of the circle being described in each item. What is the general form of the equation of a circle? Given this equation in standard form, we have the quantity x plus 2 squared plus the quantity y plus 1 squared equals 16. Expanding the left side of the equation in terms of x and y, so we have the expanded form of this, x squared plus 4x plus 4, plus the expanded form in terms of y, y squared plus 2y plus 1 equals 16. Using addition property of equality, or transposing 4 and positive 1 to the right side, That would be x squared plus 4x plus y squared plus 2y equals 16 minus 4 minus 1. To simplify, x squared plus 4x plus y squared plus 2y equals 11. Rearranging the terms according to the degree of the variable, so we have x squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 2y minus 11 equals 0. Now, this is the general form of the equation of a circle given this equation in standard form. The general form of the equation of the circle is we have ax squared plus ay squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0, where a should not be equal to 0. Here, the a are the coefficients of x squared and y squared. That should not be equal to 0. When we say a, since the coefficient of x squared and y squared are both the same, meaning the coefficient ng x squared dapat pareho din sa coefficient ng y squared. They have the same coefficient. Or it can be in the general form, x squared plus y squared plus cx plus dy plus e equals 0. The coefficient here of x squared is 1, and the coefficient of y squared here is 1. Here, the value of a is 1. Example, we have to identify the center and radius of the circle with the given equation. In here, the given equation is in the general form of the equation of a circle. For us to get the center and radius of the circle, we have to transform the given equation to its standard form. So how to get the standard form of the given equation? So first, you have to rearrange the terms. Ibig sabihin, yung may mga terms na may x, pagtatabihin mo. At yung may mga terms na may y, pagtatabihin mo din. Dito sa given na equation, merong dalawang terms na merong x. At isa lang yung term na may y. So, x squared minus 6x plus y squared equals 7. Next step is for us to complete the square in terms of x. Since yung y, isa lang naman siyang term na may y, so no need ka na. Ibig sabihin, yung y-coordinate ng center ay 0. So, to complete the square in terms of x, we have to get the constant in terms of x, given x squared minus 6x. So, for you to get the constant here, para makomplete mo yung square in terms of x, we have the formula b. B stands for the coefficient nung variable x na ang degree is 1. So, from here, yung middle term. Negative 6 is the value of b divided by 2, then i-square mo. So, negative 6 divided by 2 squared. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 squared. That is equal to 9. Here, the constant here is 9. Next, we will be adding 9 as the constant to complete the square in terms of x plus y squared equals 7. Since nag-add ka ng 9 sa left side, mag-add ka din ng positive 9 sa right side. So, to simplify, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared equals 16. You can now have the square of these terms. We have x minus 3, or the quantity x minus 3 squared, plus y squared equals 16. This is now in the standard form of the equation of a circle. We can now identify the center at HK and radius R. The center is at 3, 0. Just get the opposite sign. Since meron tayo ditong minus 3, just get positive 3. And your y or k, since wala namang katabi yung y mo, that would be 0. The radius is 4. Since ang 16 is equal to r squared, For you to simplify that, square root of 16 is 4. So the radius here is r equals 4. In the next example, identify the center and radius of the circle with the given equation. In the given equation, we have x squared plus y squared minus 14x plus 2y equals negative 14. For us to get the center and radius, we have to transform first the given equation to its standard form. But first, we have to rearrange the terms. Ibig sabihin, yung mga terms na may variable x pagtatabihin mo at yung mga terms na may variable y ay pagtatabihin mo. That would be x squared minus 14x plus y squared plus 2y equals negative 14. Next is to complete the square. Completing the square in terms of x and in terms of y. First, in terms of x, we have x squared minus 14x plus, what is the number to be added to get or for us to have a perfect square trinomial? So the process would be, the coefficient of x will be divided by 2, and then the result of that will be raised to 2. Negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7 squared, that is 49. So the constant to be added is 49. Next, completing the square in terms of y. We have y squared plus 2y plus, what is the constant to be added for us to get a perfect square trinomial? Get the coefficient of y, that is 2 divided by 2, and raise it to 2. We have 2 divided by 2 is 1, squared is 1. So 1 yung idadagdag mo para magkaroon tayo ng perfect square trinomial. Now, yung 49 and 1, i-add mo na sa tabi ng terms ng x and yung 1 naman sa y. We have here x squared minus 14x plus 49 plus y squared plus 2y plus 1 equals negative 14 plus 49 plus 1. Since dumagdag ka ng 49 and positive 1 sa left side, magdadagdag ka din ng 49 and positive 1 sa right side. To simplify, we now have on the right side 36 and yung variable x, since na meron na tayong third term or constant para maging perfect square trinomial, that is the quantity x minus 7 squared. Sa value or sa variable y naman, ang perfect square trinomial ay y plus 1 squared or the quantity y plus 1 squared equals 36. Now, yung given equation natin ay nasa standard form na, so pwede na nating makuha yung center and radius. The standard form of the equation of a circle is given, and the center, just get the opposite, negative 7 dito, paglagay mo as the coordinate of x or h in the center, we have positive 7. Sa value naman ng k, in the point C, since na may positive 1 dito, just get the opposite, that is negative 1. To get the radius, since r squared is equal to 36, to get r, just get the square root value of 36, and that is 6. Radius, or r, is equal to 6. In the third example, identify the center and radius of the circle with the given equation. Given the equation 16x squared plus 16y squared plus 96x minus 40y equals 315, we have to transform this one to its standard form for us to get the center and radius. Kung mapapansin ninyo kanina yung dalawang example na nauna, it's very easy to complete the square in terms of x and y kasi yung coefficient ng x squared and y squared ay 1 lang ang value. From here, kung makikita nyo, yung coefficients ng x squared and y squared parehong 16. So, paano natin ma-complete or how to complete the square in terms of x and y? So, first step is for you to rearrange the terms. Ibig sabihin, itabi-tabi mo muna yung terms na may mga variable x and itabi mo yung terms na may variable y. So here we have 16x squared plus 96x plus 16y squared minus 40y equals 315. Next step, since meron tayong 16 as the coefficients of x squared and y squared, you have to factor it out. Ilalabas mo muna yung 16 sa x and y. So 16x squared divided by 16, we have 1 as now the coefficient, x squared. 96 divided by 16 is 6, and then copy x. If you want to go back to its original form, just multiply 16 to each of the term. Sa y naman, so 16 times y squared minus 40 over 16y equals 315. 40 over 16 can be simplified, so that would be 5 over 2. So from here, ang kukunin na muna natin is yung x squared plus 6x and y squared minus 5 halves y. To complete the square in terms of x, we have to get the coefficient of x and divide it by 2, then you square it. 6 divided by 2 is 3 squared, we have 9. So 9 is the missing constant in terms of x. To complete the square in terms of y, we have to get the constant of y. So you have to get the coefficient of y, that is negative 5 halves, divide that by 2, and then square it. So in the numerator or in the dividend, we have negative 5 halves and the divisor is 2. Operations on fraction. So first, change the operation to multiplication and the divisor, magiging siyang 1/2. Get the reciprocal of 2, that is 1/2. 5 times 1 is 5, 2 times 2 is 4, and then copy the negative sign. Negative 5 over 4 is the result inside the parenthesis. This one is negative 5 over 4. So dapat square mo pa siya. 5 squared, 25, then 4 squared is 16. So negative squared is positive. Kaya siya naging 25 over 16. Now, to get the perfect square trinomial, nandito pa rin yung 16. Magiging na siyang 16, idadagdag mo na yung 9, 25 over 16, and sa right side, huwag mong kakalimutan, yung 16 kasali pa siya, imumultiply pa siya sa 9, at yung 16 naman sa y, imumultiply siya sa 25 over 16. Siya yung dinagdag mo sa right side. To simplify, yung perfect square trinomial in terms of x, naging na siyang x plus 3 squared, at yung sa y naman, naging siyang y minus 5 over 4 raised to 2. So, yung 16 nandito pa rin siya. 315 plus 16 times 9 plus 16 times the fraction 25 over 16, the result of that is 484. So, para mawala yung 16 sa katabi ng x saka y, i-divide mo the whole equation by 16. In short, this left side expression divided by 16 and 484 divide that by 16. That would be x plus 3 squared plus the quantity y minus 5 over 4 squared equals 484 over 16. Pwede mo pa siyang i-simplify, magiging siyang 121 over 4. So now, eto na yung standard form given the equation. From that, we can now get the center. Take note of the standard form of the circle. The center is at, since na positive 3 dito sa perfect square trinomial ng x, so gawin nating negative 3. And dito naman sa y, we have positive 5 over 4. Since ang r squared mo is equal to 121 over 4, the square root of 121 is 11, and the square root of 4 is 2. Therefore, the radius is, or the value of r is 11 over 2. Now, it's your turn. Identify the center and radius of the circle with the given equation. There are two given equations in general form of the equation of a circle. So do not forget the steps in identifying the center and radius of the circle. And that's it for today. I hope you learn on how to define a circle and determine its standard equation. If you want to watch more videos discussing topics in mathematics, just like and share my page, Basics on Math Tutorial. Again, I am Ma'am Karine, your online math tutor. Bye!